Get to know Dr. Kendra Segura, an amazing gynecologist with an affinity for women's health, a vibrant new mom, and reality star on Bravo TV's Married to Medicine, Los Angeles.
Hey, Dr. Kendra Segura, I am excited to feature you on the Chandria Show. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right. So as star of Bravo TV's hit show, Married to Medicine, Los Angeles, what will fans worldwide learn about you this season?
People will learn that, doctors, are human. We transition the same way anybody else does. And that, my life is probably a little hectic. So hopefully people will just get to know more about me and my family and just, see what a day in life is with Dr. Kendra,
Exciting. We were talking about mommy life, how has life been as an amazing new mommy to your adorable son, Hart? What strides is he making these days? You were just telling me he was crawling around everywhere.
Exactly. So he turned the big one. So we did a social distancing party.
And how did that work out? How did you do that?
You know what? Just by taking great pictures, having my immediate family, because, this COVID pandemic, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So it's like, okay, I had to make a decision, do I still have a party? What do I do? And so I thought, I'm making his, 1-year-old photo album and let's celebrate like we were having a big birthday party, but just with my immediate family. So we still had a good time. And it's just me getting used to having a child, like just still kind of rearranging my brain, to say, hey, Kendra, everything that you do with work, even with, who's gonna watch him, while I'm here with you, just believe it or not, I'm still getting used to making those mommy adjustments. It's a process and it's an amazing adjustment, but it is, a huge adjustment. I think because, I had a baby later in life, I'm 40 years old. And so I've been, living this long, having just to worry about myself, and my husband's very competent. So I'm blessed with that, that he can take care of himself. So it's a huge adjustment.
Huge adjustment. And look at you, from my view, you look like you're handling it pretty gracefully. So,
and I attribute that to my village. I've learned that having a child does take a village. So I'm depending on, my friends, my family, and it's teaching me to ask for help. That's the biggest thing, that I've learned is that, when you're a new mom, you're busy, I'm depending on my village. So it's important to surround yourself with people that believe in you, people you can trust. And so it does take a village, to raise a child. So my hat is off to everybody who's been doing it since the, time. And so that's one thing that I did learn. Right.
Shout out to you.
Exactly.
Fans of the show know you were very eager to get back to work. As a wife, a mother, and medical doctor, what has been your personal secret to juggling life and responsibilities? I know you said you have your village. I know you said it's been a struggle to kind of mentally adjust, but for yourself, how do you mentally prepare to go day to day by yourself as a wife, as a medical doctor, to now having the baby? What mental process did you have to take yourself through?
You know what? I am, I believe in Jesus Christ. I am a believer, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today, without the blood of Christ. And literally, you need a supportive husband. My husband is amazing, and so, even though we don't see eye to eye all the time, at the same time, eventually, we get it. Eventually he understands where I'm coming from, even if it might take a moment. And that was a big ordeal with me and him, because we talked about what we would do, before Hart was here, which was, the plans that couples make, right? And I felt that, I made those plans with him not working, for at least 6 months. The reality is that I do need to get back to myself and get back to my routine as much as I can. And so that was what me and Hobart were kind of, butting heads against. But it's because of him, I am able to get back to work and juggle it all. You know, you need a good mate. And that's why my hat is off to single mothers who do it all by themselves. I mean, wow.
Wow, is right. I learned some very interesting things about you in doing my research. So prior to starting a career in medicine, you were a star tennis player with features in the LA Times. Oh my God. What are some of your proudest achievements as a young athlete?
One of my proudest achievements is, being ranked top 10 in Southern California. I was ranked, probably the highest, number 5 in Southern California as a junior, so competing and playing college tennis, and tennis was my first love. And so tennis is life in a sense where it just taught me discipline, so I've always been that person, that child, I guess, that's always was training, so I would go to school, I would train in the morning before school and after. So it taught me discipline. It taught me to be able to withstand things that I don't like to get to what I do like. And I attribute that to my parents. Again, tennis is a very expensive sport, and it's not like, the other team sports where you just drop your kid off at the track or the basketball court and pick them up later. Tennis involved parents. And so I really, thank my parents for sacrificing time and money to take me and my sister around to different tournaments and stuff. So that stays with me. And I apply that to everything that I do now.
Wow, I love how you applied, those early examples of discipline, and you obviously use that to further your career now. What or who inspired you to become a doctor?
I think that my inspiration came little by little. So it wasn't anything that hit me. Like a lot of my colleagues, they've always wanted to be doctors. Usually when you meet a doctor, they knew early on, when their parents got them a stethoscope, a fake one for Christmas or something, or they dressed up as a doctor for Halloween. But I think with me, it was just a slow calling, or maybe I was running from my calling. I personally had a lot of GYN health issues, being diagnosed with endometriosis age 19, not knowing what that word meant. I never forget when I got the diagnosis, my mother asked the doctor, "Is that cancer? Does she have cancer?" We had no idea what these big words were. I had painful periods all my life, didn't know that was bad. I didn't know that having painful periods is bad. I thought that was normal. This is the price we have to pay because Eve bit the apple. That's what I'm thinking menstrual cramps were like. But so going through my own experience and then working around physicians. So I worked for the Los Angeles Health Department for about 2 years, and I was working with doctors. Doctors will consult with me because I was an epidemiologist. And so I think my exposure to being around physicians, because I didn't know any doctors, I didn't know any nurses, I didn't know anybody in the healthcare field. So I think that my exposure, my personal experience, it kind of led me there. That, I wanted to do more and to help in a different way.
I love that you take it back to your own experience. I mean, you're so transparent in that, but for you to be 19 to not understand, what's going on with the body, I love that you chose that specific specialty in order to encourage and assist other women with changes to their body. So kudos to you, for giving back in such a way. I'm excited about everything that you've got going on, my dear. Congratulations on motherhood. Congratulations on a successful medical career. And I wish you nothing but the very best. Thank you for being on the show today. How can we catch you on this season of Bravo TV's Married to Medicine LA?
So I'm sure reruns will be airing on Bravo TV, 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern. And so, I just hope people watch and tune in. And it's just like the fact that I never knew anybody that was a doctor or in the healthcare field. I joined the show to help normalize, women of color in medicine.